You are turning in 10 minutes of BPTV News, brought to you by Bình Phước Television Station and Newspaper, and with you with the latest news for today. Government Administration Reform Committee convenes. Bình Phước presents gifts to revolution contributors in Budak. Prime Minister underlined 3 priority areas of administrative reform. Exports show signs of gradual recovery. Vice Chairwoman of the Bình Phước Provincial People's Committee, Trần Tuyết and leaders of departments, agencies, districts, towns and cities have attended an online meeting of the Government Steering Committee for Administrative Reform to review work in the first half of 2023 and set out directions and tasks for the remainder of the year.
The Prime Minister and members of the steering committees at all levels consider the administrative reform a strategic breakthrough to implement key tasks. In the first half of 2023, 210 procedures in 20 legal documents were cut or simplified, while all of Vietnam's 63 cities and provinces have completed connecting the population database with the administrative procedure settlement system. The rate of timely or early settlement of administrative procedures at ministries and branches increased by 10% and by 8% at localities compared to the same period last year. In his remarks, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requested a breakthrough in administrative reform in the future to ensure that people and businesses can readily access procedures. Administrative reform is not only about procedural reform, he said, as it must also be carried out synchronously with institutional and organizational reform. Ministries, agencies, and localities need to overcome shortcomings and limitations and continue to implement the task strongly, drastically, and synchronously, considering it an important political task.
Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairwoman of the Provincial People's Council, Huỳnh Thị Hằng, led the delegation to visit and present gifts to people with meritorious service and their relatives in the district.
Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairwoman of the Provincial People's Council, Huỳnh Thị Hằng, expressed her deep gratitude to the families of those who contributed to the revolution and the veterans who contributed their efforts and blood to the cause of national construction and defense. She presented each family and individual with a gift worth 1 million Vietnam dong from the province, together with a gift from Bình Phước Rubber Company. She wished them good health and happiness, asking them to continue to promote the tradition and encourage their children to actively participate in the development of the locality. Hằng also suggested that party committees and local authorities continue to create better living conditions for the families of revolution contributors.
Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairwoman of the Provincial People's Council, Huỳnh Thị Hằng, has visited employees at the production, processing and trading of high-tech banana products project being implemented by the Bình Phước Rubber Company in Budak District.
The project has a total planning area of more than 157 hectares, with total investment of about 202 billion Vietnam dong. It is designed to supply the domestic market and export about 8,500 tons of products each year. Some 140 hectares of banana trees have been planted to date, and products have been exported since the second quarter of last year. The company is developing a growing area code for products to be exported to choosing markets in the future. The project is being implemented following the policies and orientation of Bình Phước Province on the development of clean and organic agriculture in the 2021-2025 period with a vision to 2030, in association with promoting the potential and strengths of agricultural production, applying high technology in the province.
On July 19, President Võ Văn Thưởng met former political prisoners on Côn Đảo Island and visited the family with meritorious services to the revolution. The meeting took place on the occasion of the 76th anniversary of War Invalids and Martyr Day.
Expressing his respect for the great sacrifice of the former political prisoners during wartime, President Thưởng hoped they will further their efforts to contribute to the national construction and development cause. According to the Liaison Board of Former Political Prisoners, with support from competent ministries and branches, the board is working to complete support policies to improve livelihoods for the revolutionary prisoners. The former political prisoners affirmed they will spare no efforts to spread the country's glorious tradition among younger generations, making contributions to building the country. During his stay, President Thượng visited Côn Đảo Museum and Phú Hải Prison. On the occasion, President Thượng, former party and state leaders, and former political prisoners offered incense to heroic martyrs who laid down their lives to safeguard the nation at Hàng Dương Cemetery. At Côn Đảo Temple, President Thượng and the delegation spent a minute of silence in memories of President Ho Chi Minh, revolutionary soldiers and local people who shed their blood for the national independence.
The Government Steering Committee for Administrative Reform held its fifth session under the chair of Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on July 19. The meeting reviewed activities of administrative reform in the first half of this year and set up tasks for the remaining months.
The government office reported that so far, over 31% of the results of the settlement of administrative procedures have had electronic versions, and some 66% of the administrative procedure dossiers digitalized. Meanwhile, 62 of the 63 localities and 10 of the 21 ministries and sectors have merged their public service portals and electronic single window information systems into ministry and provincial level information systems. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Truyền pointed out three priority areas of administrative reform for the time ahead. They include reviewing legal documents to detect bottlenecks, overhauling administrative procedures at all levels to facilitate production and business activities and create livelihoods for people, and examining personnel to commend those fulfilling duties and deal with poor performing ones. The government leader also asked members of the steering committee and relevant quarters to view administrative reform as a focal task and a criterion for assessing officials, civil servants and public employees' performance.
Minister of Public Security General Tollam held separate talks with Italian Interior Minister Matteo Piantedosi and Justice Minister Carlo Nodio as part of the Vietnamese official visits to the country from July 17 to July 19.
At the talks with the Justice Minister, Minister Tollam said Vietnam stands ready to serve as a bridge between Italy and ASEAN, helping Italy participate in cooperation mechanisms in Asia-Pacific. Along with the 2014 agreement, two others on extradition and the transfer of sentenced persons signed on this occasion are significant to the bilateral cooperation in crime prevention and control. Justice Minister Nordio suggested the two sides soon complete their own procedures to put the new legal documents in place, increase high-ranking delegation exchanges, and share information and experience in crime combat.
Vietnam's export turnover is estimated to reach $29.3 billion in June, a month-on-month rise of 4.5%. The figure shows the market is gradually recovering thanks to trade promotion activities.
Experts say seafood enterprises, for instance, have determined that after a period of market fluctuations, a decrease in orders is an opportunity for them to review production costs, not to expand investment, but keep the number of employees and their income stable. This is also a period when some businesses spend time researching and analyzing new products to suit the market context. In the remaining months of this year, the Ministry of Industry and Trade will speed up the implementation of activities to promote export. The ministry will focus on completing legal documents on import and export, recommending additional financial and monetary policies to support businesses to increase supply, reduce costs, and create more competitive products. The ministry and its Import-Export Department will concertedly carry out programs in Vietnam's import and export strategy to 2030 and a strategy on development of several key commodities of Vietnam.
That is the end of our bulletin today. To rewatch this news, you can download BPTV Go or visit our website and YouTube channel. Thanks for staying with us and see you next time.